Okay, now we're going to start the assembly here. First thing I want to do is go ahead and put the venturis back on, if that is what you call them. Pretty sure you do. Make sure my gasket is going to work. And no, it's not. A lot of these carburetor kits fit different models. And it looks like the only difference in this gasket is that little half circle right there. So I've got a way to fix that. Okay, gasket fits now. And we need to drop our check ball in there. I'm going to go ahead and use a new one since they gave me one. Drop it in that little hole right there. We used the pin that was already in there. Actually what we can do is, I think I'm going to take a little Vaseline so that will stay in place. Okay, we've got a new gasket for this screw here. No, this is not the right one. This one is. Clank. That one definitely won't fit, so you've got to use this one. Okay. Put it in there. Go ahead and stick this right here. Whoops. That. Hopefully all that goes in there. Screw my jets back in. Make sure I get them straight, of course. Not a good fitting screwdriver, and I think this one's too fat. Yes, it is. These things are made out of brass. See that? Go ahead and put the power valve in. And this is not the correct, or is that the correct gasket? Right there. That's what the old one looked like that I scraped off. So we'll just do that. Okay, a little bit of lubrication made a difference. It's kind of a snug fit, but it'll work. Yes, I know, I should put a real wrench on this. I'm not going to. Don't want to get too tight, but you want to make sure it's seated all the way down. We need a cover and a gasket. This looks like the gasket. Here's the cover, which may or may not go on either way. I think it goes on that way. Now for the accelerator pump. First thing we do is take a rubber diaphragm, a little bit of Vaseline, slide it in that hole right there, apply a little bit of pressure with my thumb and pull it right on through so that little, just like I did on the Dominator, that sticks through there. And the spring goes small side in. That matches that. This might take some coordination on that. Sometimes these things can be clumsy. Do that. Cover it like this. That. Stay still. Feels good. Now we're going to do our idle mixture screws. We don't get new ones. There is no gasket or rubber O-ring that goes in there, so these are going to have to be good enough. If you remember, we made a mental note how far out from being bottomed out they were turned out. So they was turned out 2 turns, which I thought was a lot. 1.5. We're going 1 3/4. Bottom it out. Don't give it a lot of force. Just as soon as you feel it touch, stop. You know, so just using my fingers on the screwdriver. Well, you can't see that high on the camera lens, can you? There we go. 1.5 3/4. Both even. Okay, I had to go to watch the video. This goes in the top. I got a new clip that goes on that. Let's see if I can remember. I think it goes just like this. Just squeeze it with some needle nose, which, believe it or not, I have some handy. Looking good. Okay, we're going to do the needle and seat next. Already got it fitted down in there. We got a new gasket. Putting the seat in, we just screw it back where the old one came out of course. Screwdriver almost fits. Not a perfect fit. Hard to find a good fit. Parts. A little too big. Look what this one does. This one might fall down in the slot. Yes, it does. It could stand be wider. We'll just be careful not to round that out. Now we drop. Let's see if we can remember. They gave me a new clip. The old clip that holds the actual needle onto the float, I couldn't find, and honestly, I'm not sure if the needle was even in the right place. I could have sworn when I took this, when I dumped it upside down, the needle and everything else came out of there, which it doesn't belong in there. Which might be why I was running like it was. This car's supposedly, I kind of took it for granted this car's never been messed with, but obviously it has. Now, if I can figure it out, let's see, I think this, oh, okay, yeah. I remember now. Turn this around so you can see what I'm doing. This could be a little tricky. This clip here goes around this little lip on the other side of the seat. I'm not 100%. I think, yeah, that spring there is going to go down in that slot and it's going to catch it. Okay. I need that. Let's go ahead. Try it this way. I'm not 100% sure it'd be the best way to do this just yet. There we go. Lift that up. Can you see through my hand or arm? Probably not. Sorry, but I gotta get my arm down in there. Okay, I'm gonna hook that onto the clip, onto the needle. I'm going to push this down. Force that down into the slot. And there we go. And you can kind of preset the float. This one looks like it's kind of level. They show some directions. They give you a little square to measure with. Let me see what the recommended height is. Okay, honestly, I think just eyeballing this to where this float looks almost level. This one could go down a little bit. You can bend that tab if you want it to go down. But they're saying to take this little square, look at the spec chart on your engine. This is a 69, 302, or 351. You're saying 31/64 is what you cut that at. So I cut it at that, and it's pretty close to matching up. I say that's close enough. Honestly, I think if your top of your float looks level, you're close to it, you're good. You don't want it sticking way up because the gas will run over and out into there, and that will not work. It will flood and fill your crankcase up probably and all kinds of ugly crap. But let's see, what's the next thing we're going to do? Looks like we're pretty much almost all together. Now this kit contains parts for different models, so let's not worry about any spare parts here. The next thing to do is we're going to go ahead and can't use this gasket because the holes don't match up, even though it looks like the original. I'm going to go ahead and try this one. We'll see. I don't think it's going to. Really, I don't think it matters. You got an air vent hole there. We'll see. We'll find out. Okay, we got the choke assembly on. We're putting the cap on, getting it adjusted. I ran into a snag here. There's a notch right here. I had to cut my gasket. Hopefully that won't cause a vacuum leak, but I had no choice because it was sitting on there crooked. And the gasket was raised up too. And there's two other gaskets with notches that fit. but they would not clear the arm right here. I could have cut that out. I just decided to do it this way, and we'll see how that works out. Let's see. That is the mark that I made. There's the original mark. Right there. I'm going to line that up with the top. And we'll see. And see the choke's working now. Someone's been fooling with this carburetor. Maybe they had to, or maybe not. I don't know. But I don't think they did it any good. Looks like they didn't like the idea of the choke working. Maybe it was hanging up on them. I don't know. But we're going to try it with what I do believe is the factory setting. See how that works out. And we can, as you can see, it says lean with an arrow going that way. So we can loosen this up and adjust all that. And my dog, what is my dog barking at? Okay, it's Sunday morning now, and here it is all together. I put the choke back to the factory setting. You can see that mark right there. Someone had been fooling with it. Something else I noticed, they have no fast idle at all on it, meaning that, see, right now it's cold and this choke is shut like it should be. Of course, you open it up, or you open the throttle wide open, like I have it holding right now. It will make that choke open up a little bit to give it some air. And there's a spring in here that makes that stay like that. And there's a tube that screws onto this, and this car still has it. Some of them are missing it when they're this old. It goes down to the exhaust manifold, and vacuum pulls heat up in here. And as the engine warms up, the spring retracts and lets the choke open. And if it's set right, after it's warmed up, this should be fully open. And one thing I noticed, there's this right here. If you can see it, maybe I gotta open it up and you'll see it. Well, there's the screw right there, but there is a cam right here. It's under the choke assembly, and this screw here should be touching that. What it is, if you adjust it in to where it just touches it, that opens your throttle up a little bit and gives you a little bit of fast idle when it's cold. Someone has adjusted that out, or maybe it was never adjusted right from the beginning. I don't know. But I kind of thought this car was untampered with because it was a one owner, and he didn't drive it very often, which is why it has such low miles. But it looks like someone fooled with it. So I'm going to screw that in a little bit, and hopefully it'll be the right setting. Screwdriver. See if I can hold this within your view. I'm going to turn that in to where it just, ooh, and it's tight. Which it's meant to be kind of tight so that it won't vibrate loose. And we got a little bit. Adjustment there, but you get the idea of it. I need to find my reading glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. That's all blurry to me, believe it or not. That might be a bit too much. As you can see, I have a little bit of a I should be able to hold the choke open. And yeah, they're shut a little more. The same may need a little more idle speed too without the choke activated. So we're going to clean up the gasket area on the engine. This thing's got a base plate on it. I need to, luckily this gasket did not stick. That's not going to be hard to clean. None of these gaskets were sticking. I don't know if it's been off recently or because of the leaking gas, broke it all loose or what. And I also picked up some vacuum plugs for him, got them plugged up. So we're going to clean this off and we're going to try this thing out. Hopefully it will work good without much tinkering.